As individuals and as communities, I think we all have a responsibility to flush out scammers and to be mindful of people and organizations in our communities taking advantage of people. One of the higher aims of the Sharia actually is the preservation of wealth. And the preservation of wealth means that it shouldn't be taken advantage of. No one has a right to it when it's yours. And so as individuals, there's a number of things we need to do. If somebody comes to you giving you an opportunity to invest, and normally it'll be investment or there'll be a sale, where you buy something and they don't give you what you're supposed to get. But if we focus on, say, the investment part of it, if someone gives you an investment, what they'll normally do is they'll minimize any risks associated, or they won't talk about risks at all. Now, the nature of an investment is that there's risk and reward. That's what makes it an investment. If someone does not talk to you about the risks at all, then big alarm bell. Number two, if they're promising you astronomical returns or returns which are too good to be true, then question it. This is something else we really need to do. How are you making the money? Underpinning all of this actually is the fundamentals, the principles of Islamic investments. Ask the questions, what are you investing in? Is it permissible? Do you know what you're exchanging in? Do you have evidence of the exchange that's happening? One of the conditions of a Sharia compliant contract is that both the seller and the buyer know what's being exchanged. Can you define it? Then the person you're dealing with, as trustworthy as they are, it could be that the person comes, you see them regularly in the masjid. Unfortunately, it's no marker of whether they will take advantage of you or not. And I'm sorry to use the example, but you'll see often, even when it comes to things like abuse, then things like child abuse, who is it who are the main perpetrators? It's not an unknown person, it's someone who the family trusts. And it's like this with scammers, or maybe people that you trust, who look successful on the face of it, they seem to say all the right things, but that shouldn't stop you doing your own due diligence. Don't let someone take advantage of you. If they are completely open and have integrity, they won't mind. Any genuine person who's offering an investment will never mind you asking questions. So first of all, look at, is it permissible? Are they giving genuine returns? How are they giving you those returns? Then look at the person. Have they registered a company? Are they asking for a formal company? You can look up whether there's a company that's registered on Companies House. It's very simple. Google Companies House, look up the company. Is this company even, their activity, is it what this person's claiming it is? So if they're saying, yeah, we're going to invest in land that we're going to build on, when you look up the company, wait a second, this has been registered somewhere else, completely different, and they sell rubber ducks, And so ask those questions. And why is this person not a director? Look up the person. The Companies House website has a list of people who've been banned from being directors. Are they on there? Ask all of these questions. You shouldn't feel hesitant. At the end of the day, the Prophet ﷺ told us that when you do a contract, have witnesses. So, do business as strangers, but live like brothers. And there's so much wisdom in this. Ask all of these questions and no one should ever mind. So on top of that, ask questions. Does this person have a background in the business that they're talking about? This person yesterday, he was, he's selling coffee, and today he's selling you digital assets. There's something a bit of a disconnect there. So ask these questions. On top of that, look into the returns. How are they actually making their returns? Ask them to break down the business. So it's easy to say, give me the money and I'll give you this return. No, talk me through it. Also, if a company is genuine, and this is now regulation, they have to do some checks on you. So if this person isn't asking you questions about where you got your money from, if you have any ID, then all they're interested in is getting your money off you. So do these checks. Also check if the person asks for money to be paid into a personal bank account or a company account. Why are they asking for the money to go into a personal bank account? Other things you can do simple checks on. Do a Google search on the company, on the business. Has anything come out? Do a Google search. These things take seconds on the people involved. Look at the registered address of the company if they have one. Who else is registered at that address? If you find that there's a registered address, I've seen this, there's hundreds of companies registered at the same address. Wait a second, what's going on here? So these are some of the things that you should think about, you know, just to check through. If something is too good, sounds too good to be true, generally is too good to be true.